It was a moment of relief in 2021 as the Prime Minister greeted Michael Kovrig after he was released by China. Now Kovrig says his goal is to make sure an ordeal like this never happens again.
At the end of the day, you need to prioritize getting your citizens home.
Kovrig says when China detained him, Canada didn't know how to respond.
The Canadian government was not prepared. The U.S. government wasn't prepared for the blowback from arresting Meng Wanzhou. And so it took them a long time to figure out what to do.
Canada says China arrested Kovrig in retaliation for its arrest of Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou. She faced fraud charges in the U.S. The Foreign Affairs Minister at the time says a lot was going on behind the scenes.
I can remember my meeting with the Chinese foreign minister in Rome, for example, which lasted hours. There were a number of discussions with our ambassador on the ground.
It was only when Washington settled Meng's case that China finally let Kovrig go.
Ultimately, it took President Joe Biden to make the hard decisions that others were not willing or able to make previously.
His ordeal behind him, Kovrig is calling for change.
We need to take measures more strongly and more quickly to protect ourselves.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister says the government's partnered with 75 countries on an initiative to send a message to the world that it won't accept arbitrary detention.
We will never accept that our citizens be used as pawns in this geopolitical game.
But within Canada, a report by Kovrig's former wife, who's an international security expert, says that Canada hasn't made any of the necessary legislative or capacity changes to better address these cases. And 3 years after Kovrig's release, still hasn't published any of its lessons learned. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.